Hi all, welcome to our February EPL Player of the Month SBC guide and predictions video. So if we can smash the likes, would be awesome. Before we get into it, comment down below who you think will win the Player of the Month award. Obviously people will think Aguero, Pogba or even Longstaff, but as I said, it'd be awesome to let me know your thoughts as always. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter @JSLegend. All links down below for social media links and playlists on the channel as always, and remember to hit that notification bell, would be massively appreciated. And the Bundesliga Player of the Month guide was posted up earlier in the day for you to check that out. So from the 8 cards that are nominated: Van Dijk, Shaw, Mane, Pogba, Longstaff, Barnes, Zaha and Aguero. Aguero is the front runner, Pogba probably second, Van Dijk, Shaw maybe third, and then third and fourth, and then Longstaff could go anywhere. Like, he will probably win the fan vote solely because one, he's a bronze. Memory serves 2 years ago when Tom Davis was nominated. When he was a bronze, everyone voted on Davis, so it looks like history will repeat itself, that everyone will vote for Longstaff. So you'll find Longstaff wins the fan vote, and it will kind of help a little bit. And obviously they might look at the results for that, seeing Longstaff's been nominated and won the fan vote, but at the same time he's not really going to win the overall vote, which is a bit of a shame really, because Aguero's card is going to be pretty redundant pretty quickly due to the UCL Live version, which is tradable of course. So kind of why would you want a Player of the Month version of Aguero that's going to cost anywhere between 1 and 2 million coins that is untradable, and you're getting so many packs for it, maybe between 4 and 8 packs, and it's basically going to be an expensive card that you're only going to do unless you can't afford the UCL Live version for whatever reason or other, which I kind of assume if you've got Aguero, you'd have had the UCL Live before then. But in terms of obviously the way they'll probably go about this for the SBC, they'll cover the usual potential Player of the Month routes, so you'd end up with your various rated squads. Because obviously Longstaff would be the cheap end, I can't obviously see them going high rated. They might even only just go like, say, they might go even 4 like cheap routes, so they might just go like an England route, Newcastle, maybe teams that were played against, and then maybe just a rated squad. And like say, so pretty much for Longstaff could be like say 4 82 rated squads, and you're ending up with maybe like 50k worth, 50 to 80k worth of packs. It might work out about what Lucas cost and set you back for pack rewards, but you never know. Obviously the high end is Pogba and Aguero at near 2 million, I would suspect. Then obviously your EPL squad, which is between 85 and 87 for most of the players, and but at the same time, as we're saying with Longstaff, it'll be a lot lower rated, so everything for Longstaff will be lower rated if he was to miraculously win the award, which, saying that, is not an impossibility. He has kind of been an instrumental part in getting Newcastle back into a bit of form, so it wouldn't be exactly against. At the same time, it just seems interesting that yes, he's been nominated, but could he win the award? I don't think so. But saying that, 10% suddenly makes all the difference. All you need is one expert to go in his favour, and then if that's like 30% of an expert, and then the other 2 were going elsewhere, and suddenly if 40% was what was the overall percentage vote, and it was given to Longstaff, you'd be saying to yourself, well, fair play, likes. Obviously the teams they play for: Newcastle, Liverpool, Burnley, Manchester City, Manchester United and Crystal Palace. So you would obviously just prepare for, in Newcastle's view, you'd maybe end up like see a Shelvey, Dubravka, Joselu, Jose Perez, Ritchie, Lejeune, Yedlin. Liverpool, you'd obviously go like Mane, Alisson, Firmino, Fabinho, Henderson, Keita, these type of players. Burnley, you'd end up going Gudmundsson, Defoe, second in form Tarkowski even, he will probably be very popular. Like Man City, you'd go Otamendi, Ederson, Company, Bernardo Silva, Sané, Sterling before the upgrade, not the 87 or 88, whatever version it is. Manchester United, you'd end up going Mata, by Rashford, Matic will probably be quite common. Martial. Then obviously Palace, you'll end up going Zaha pretty much. That will kind of be your one and only really with Palace. And Milovic, Milovic, I can never ever say his name. But obviously teams that played against in the month was like Arsenal, Chelsea, Schalke, Everton, Newport and West Ham, Huddersfield for Man City. You got like Southampton, Bournemouth, Leicester, PSG, Liverpool, Palace, West Ham, Bayern, QPR, Watford, Brighton, Cardiff, just to name a few of the other teams that other folk faced. Then obviously with the nations you'd go France, Argentina, Senegal, England, Ivory Coast, Netherlands and Austria. What you would do with Argentina, you would obviously just build up like an 84 rated squad, between 84 and 86. Best advice would be like your Benegas, Otamendi, Di Maria. They'll be your common players that you will commonly see, even Higuain for that matter. If you wanted to, if Aguero was to win, a smart shout could be Higuain across the board because of the various routes for nation, played against, EPL and played a month for rated squad. That would suddenly cover you for four of the squads, and the biggest danger is then if you're obviously preparing someone like Higuain or Company, Ederson, Otamendi, those type of players. What you'll find is the fallback that you prepare for them, but at the same time you don't want to go too hard on them, because then if other people do the same, the players might not increase dramatically as we kind of hope. So be prepared on that fallback. But with Aguero as well, you've got to factor in Atletico Madrid and Independiente in Argentina. So for Atletico, you look at Sol, Koke, Diego Costa, Adan, Oblak, Jimenez, Godin even. Like, just cover yourself across the board practically, because you don't know what kind of rate squad they'll do for Atletico. They might go high rated, and that's when the 90s of Godin and Oblak prove useful. But if you're at least preparing 85s, it would at least cover that alternative, because I can imagine they'll make the SBC expensive regardless. And Independiente, you just kind of scour through the team for the rare, the gold that's in the team practically, and prepare yourself from there. But for me personally, I would say as long as you prepare for Aguero, as long as you prepare for Pogba, and as long as you prepare for Longstaff, I feel those are the three that most people will prepare for. I can't see Van Dijk winning the Player of the Month again. I think Aguero's 7 goals in the month is way too strong. When you kind of he ran riot, in all honesty. When you get a hat trick in one of those games, it kind of made all, like, in one of the bigger games, it makes all the difference in kind of standing out for Player of the Month award. I think if Aguero had maybe only got, say, 3 or 4 goals in the month, then I think Pogba, Van Dijk and Longstaff would definitely be in for a shout. But as long as you're prepared with from your 84s to your, I would say, 88 EPL players, then 84 to 88 say La Liga and Player of the Month popular players that you would commonly see in the SBCs, like Iniesta, like Paulinho, like Ibra, those type of players. Brahimi is another. And then obviously just prepare from a nation's perspective, the club's perspective, that like through Aguero plays for Man City and the teams that he played against, like Schalke and Newport. I'm only suggesting them as well because obviously it's European Cup, they may bump up the routes accordingly just to spice it up a little bit. But I think this Player of the Month will be an interesting one. It's going to be one that people don't really want to do, but it's going to be there in the system for us to do regardless. It's like we just have to bite our tongues and do it regardless. If people want to do it, it's there for them to do. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below, who do you want as your EPL Player of the Month? I know everyone probably in the comments might say, oh, Longstaff. I voted Longstaff, which I can completely understand, but at the same time we've got to be realistic that it looks like Aguero is getting lined up to win this award regardless, or Pogba. Don't be surprised. But all in all, I think if I actually had the vote that could, if the fan vote actually meant something a little bit more, I would say Longstaff for Player of the Month would be fun and well deserved at the same time. It would be a bit of a change. Even Barnes or that for that matter, or Shaw. But we'll see what happens come next Friday. Let me know in the comments down below, as I said, who you'd like for Player of the Month. Are you going to do it, or do you have another version of Aguero or Pogba or that in your club? So smash like as always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GIsLegend. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.